It's MIBR versus Legacy.
Yeah, I mean, this is basically home turf for MIBR,
Yeah.
so the fact that it ends up on Ancient is kind of a surprise for a best of one, but we'll have to hope that Legacy can meet that task. Yeah, let's see if Insani and Lucazzi is all they chalked up to be. Alan was saying on the desk there's a bit of role overlap, but sometimes in that previous MIBR, you didn't have enough pieces that actually wanted to be active.
That's true.
So I'm with Alan in that, you know, having that extra firepower and mid-round decision-making type player should be an overall benefit. Very slow developing pistol here for Legacy, but now the smoke blooming inside of Donut. Drop has an HE that he can deploy to main, but he doesn't actually throw it in time. Decent damage onto Nekis and Lado, but it's Lucalzi at the back of the bomb site that just rips heads with those dualies. And even though Legacy get the ground into the site, they do not maintain it. MIBR sweeping away in this pistol.
Hey, yo, he's here to play. Nice to see them setting him up as well. This is obviously going to be one of the big things, right, for a team like MIBR that has existing systems and structures in place, because this is a core that's been together for a long time. They've obviously had a lot of changes up in what their coaching staff has been able to provide them. And, you know, we've seen IGLs changing. We've seen roles outside of Insani sometimes going back and forth. For them to take this incredibly resource-heavy piece in Lucalzi it's a legitimate risk, right? And I like the risk because it feels like they're being true to the MIBR brand finally, where they're actually trying to build to be the best in Brazil, the best, maybe even, I wouldn't say in the world, but in the region at the very least. Better than the Liquids, better than the Complexities. That's what their aim is, at least.
Not doing so great against the Force Buy, though. Already a kill found and the bomb down. So 4-on-4, where there are no kits available here for MIBR, and they only have one Molotov as well to help bridge the gap.
Recovered Mac 10 for Sadzin. Might want to have the Tech 9 at this close ranges, but for now, with the kind of utility that the CTs have, with the fact that there isn't a kit unless it's on the ground and not been picked up, this is going to be hairy. Safe at least picks up one, and they are starting to stick it, and that stick is gone. Neck is side-swiping out with the Tech 9, and Lucalzi just will not have time.
He got on it just a half second too late. I think he might have had it otherwise. And just barely getting away with his own life. This is a fantastic round for Legacy. They ran straight into that A-bomb site. They kill the sole Donut player that's supposed to pick up the slack if there was going to be a fast A play, just as the smoke bloomed. And yeah, that is a pretty heartbreaking round to lose.
That's a great kill on Insani from Sadzin.
Just too much to ask for. No kits is always going to hurt you in a late round retake.
Especially on Ancient, it feels like. How many times have we seen people just sit inside of a smoke and get the defuse done?
I mean, you saw Lucalzi just escaping the blast radius. You know, he tried to get on the bomb in like 9 seconds. So if you are going to dive in for a retake, please do have a kit.
I'm sure they'll take that into consideration.
Yeah, I mean,
after they've listened to the English cast.
You just can't sort of dip your toes in and out on Ancient. It's the one map where you get punished the most.
Yeah, it feels like Ancient and Vertigo. And even on Vertigo, it feels like, you know, maybe you can get ahead of it, maybe you can fight first. Yeah, not really always the case here on the Big A. And look, we talk about how this is a home map for MIBR. It's true. A lot of their big wins, a lot of their big upsets have come from this map. You can go, as Nekis will be going into Donut and finding exit, you can go back to, what, ESL Challenger Katowice last year, where they had that ridiculous, God, like 50 round overtime or something against VP, which they took away as well. VP were the eventual champions of that.
Isn't it Jon Sherping?
I'll get it wrong, probably.
Yeah,
I've only worked the event once.
Yeah, I was making sure, you know, maybe you could call my BS, but
that's what you're here for. And Lucalzi right now sees the signal flare off the gun barrel. Good for one, and that might be all he hoped to get. Insani, though, was being set up for maybe a little bit more. Of course, in the Force Buy, Lucalzi was the only one with the actual rifle available, so this doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. Legacy will clean up and find themselves 2 and line themselves up for 3.
Yeah. I mean, this is very nicely composed so far from Legacy on this T side. I mean, they get a breakthrough in that Force Buy, and now just a nice slow build into a B side execute. And sure, there's chances for Lucalzi to get more than just his 1 kill or, you know, the pairing between him and Insani. But once that's dispelled, there's really no way back into the round for MIBR. And this is the thing. Legacy, as much as we may have, you know, been downplaying them given the expectations of what we have for MIBR coming into this tournament, it's not like they can't shoot.
Yeah, and it's not like domestic matches aren't the most common upsets, right? Like, I mean, we've seen such wild things happen. I mean, my favorite will always be that DreamHack Masters event where MSL out of Device twice in North just destroyed Astralis in their prime, but hey, that's 2018.
Yeah. I'm sure MSL still talks about that day
I
as
hope
well.
he does, to be fair. He got an MVP. Legacy right now, though, are hoping that this can be a day for them to talk about as well. As two best of ones to guarantee themselves a slot into the semifinals, this is their first one to try and get in the bag. And for them, it will be reassuring that if they win here, it is domestic competition all the way through. It is competition, they are ready for it, they watch, they know everything about Dumao. However, right now, we'll also know that there are 4 USPs now, one of them holding a Galil. Heading back over, Lukowski picks up an extra kill. You have to be careful not to be giving up too much in positions like this. Smoke out will not matter. Nade as well will make things trickier. These CT still want to make a go of it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they have a buy around the corner anyway, so the fact you have a man advantage like this, why not show your hand, try. Timing for Lukowski is great as well. Lado just trying to deploy some util to support the site, but Nekiz has them as they come up the ramp, and just as simple as that, the round is done. Lukowski does not have the time nor the space. Nekiz will run him down all the same. 3 kills on that SMG, and he gets his hands on the Galil as well.
He gets like an M4A4 hold with a MAC-10 going on over there, but you know what? This is exactly what you want for Nekiz as well. You want him to come alive. He is going to be a major propelling factor right now for Legacy. He's not actually one of their biggest focuses on Ancient. It does feel like he's a tertiary player sometimes, especially on the CT side, but should it get to the late rounds, that's where you're hoping Nekiz will shine.
Well, no assertive mid-control here from MIBR. Instead, it's starting Donut, starting Red, letting Legacy work the map. Lukowski blowing open that smoke over towards Cheetah. But MIBR are very defensive positions. And you know, the MIBR of old so frequently, you just see Insani run through mid and do a damn good job of it, to be fair, but it was basically, if he didn't have success, where else would the aggression come from? And you know, this is kind of what you want from Insani. Always poking and probing, has exit on toe as well to re-clear this area of the map. Because the Legacy are definitely conscious of this possibility.
Now adjustment is good. And Lukowski's not near enough to actually try and do anything about those players inside Cheetah, so it really comes down to exit to see what he can find. Now, at the very least, he can cordon off rotates and prevent the A site from being destination. Remember, that's what Nekiz is exploring. There's a chance he finds it empty, but before that, Drop will locate Sadzin and take him down. The call's been made, and now Exit is here to receive, and he only receives bullets to the head. The A site open and ready to be taken.
Yeah, and it probably should be a save call here from MIBR. I mean, they gave up this ground. They knew that Exit had to be the one stopping piece, safe. Peeks into his demise. Lukowski will swing and find Nekiz, and these players are low on the other side of it. Decent damage onto Dumao, but not finishing off on either one of those frags. It's Drop that actually comes in from behind through main. Lukowski's the one with the kit, though. Barton sitting duck, and it's Lato and Dumao, this power combo here for Legacy that have to try and hold on to this plant, stop them from getting in for a defuse, and now that Lukowski's down, there is no kit available for this defuse. Drop has to find a quick kill, but Legacy will give him nothing, and now Drop has to just move to save. Legacy finding their way out, even with the opener that they find onto Insani, they were still hesitant about proceeding to B. But once Drop found a kill in defense of that side of the map, they turn tail and run, and Exit just cannot stop them.
It felt like even Save's commitment might have been a little bit much over there, back towards the A side, but you know what, he dies, it's fine, but afterwards, that extra kill that Lukowski is able to get really sells them some fate that they really didn't want to buy.
I'm kind of surprised Lukowski repositions like this, though. I mean, Drop is inside of main from from main to CT, you guys can create a crossfire. You can link up and actually get into a diffusing position.
I think the problem was more that I think Lucazi definitely knew there's at least one player back in Donut as well, and isolating him would be difficult in a position like that. Even if you're running the crossfire, you don't have utility to do it. So maybe just trying to get ahead of that duel, the one where he knew where a player is.
Yeah, I mean, that is the one difficulty about having to deal with a Donut post plant, is that you kind of need util to dislodge them, whether it's a smoke or a Molotov. Yeah. I understand that there's complexities there, but as soon as Lucazi dies, I mean, drop is basically an unwinnable position. I know you can't really play with the intention of, oh, well, I just won't die, or what if I die? What's the worst thing that could happen?
Well, right now, the worst thing that could happen for MIBR might be happening. Insani has started off 0-4, and it's early days, but it's still something to note. It has to be a preventable trend, and right now, Lucazi cannot prevent Lato from taking over the cheetah position. This is a stunningly good start from Legacy. And I do feel Sly as they will be continuing to find every single advantage. It feels like Legacy are slithering in slowly to maybe being upset number 3 of the day.
I've still yet to see this power combo on the MIBR side.
Listen, they have 10 kills amongst them in 5 rounds. That's impressive. Lucazi has 9 of them, but
yeah. Insani's just gotten his first as well this round. Stares right at that flash. Maybe thought it was a smoke coming his way. Oh. And he gets another kill. Finishes off the frag onto Barton. It is not a headshot, but it has done enough to take the attention of the remaining ramp players here from Legacy. Another head offered up. Exit has to get his kill inside of Donut, or inside of Cavestar, and he will find his frag. But he doesn't stay alive long enough that it will bear importance. Safe left in a 1 versus 2 as that B bomb site is ripped right open.
Is there an AK? There should be one.
Yeah, there's a gun up close.
I think he might just be looking to save it at this point. It would be hard, though, to be fair. If he's going to be waiting till the very end of the round, he doesn't have armor either, and the ancient bomb is, I don't know, it's got like nukes in it or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's big.
He'd have to get to elbow, I think, just to escape.
And that's assuming he doesn't get any spam damage or anything like that by Sadsin, who will also be fading back through B ramp. Maybe not. He can save the AK. No, he doesn't even find it. It's too far forward.
He's dead, I think. Oh, no. Oh, there was another AK. Yeah, but our bad, I guess.
There are 3 dead players,
yeah,
I guess. You know, we are maybe a little bit hyper fixated.
But why stay in cave so long then?
I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't answer either. Hoping that a player would trail forward, maybe keeping their eyes peeled on that weapon.
I will say we're seeing a nice adjustment right now from Legacy overall, is that Nekaz isn't actually trying to contest into middle too heavily. Very often in the North American games that we see of him, he will be very fast out mid, and Insani was perhaps expecting that as well. Now Insani is accelerating forward. Barton's turned away, and they will trade, but it still ends up being in favor of Legacy. 3 for 3, and Exit is the one to topple the scales with 2 quick frags.
Now, finally, a show of face there from MIBR. So frequently, they've been leaving that area and then retaking it later.
I don't think they know where Lato is at all.
Yeah, he slid between the defenders over on B.
But the problem is there's nothing for him to find there unless Lucazi oversteps.
Lucazi's looking.
Oh my god, they know. They're aware. They know everything going on here.
Yeah, it must have been relayed that there was a possibility he could have slipped on by, and Lucazi hyper-fixated on it. Sadsin does have the bomb on his back, and he is attempting to creep out towards the safe bomb site. There is a bit of a limiter put on this, given that Exit holds a deep line from Donut, and given that he has the AWP in hand, it will be a simple enough frag. First proper gun round out from MIBR to deter Legacy from continuing this streak of form.
Exit's the hero of that round. It felt like when Insani was flashed up initially and got traded 1-for-1, the round might be over. Honestly, it felt like I didn't see him either. So there were a few spots here and there, but Exit's re-aggression down middle really does give him a lot.
Let's see if they can maintain that level of control, though. MIBR are not going to start the same way. Neither are Legacy, however. Money is not in the most ideal spot, given the way that they approached those lower buys. Oh. And nice pathing there from Lucalzi, but he has no escape. And just the burst out from Barton into B. He will break through, and his team can have a pathway in. Plant here for Dumao. The Molotov will make things a little bit uncomfortable, but able to get it down, no problem. They just have so much util to continue buying time. MIBR, yeah, they're tapping out. It is kind of crazy that they go for... I mean, Lucalzi's play, you see teams do it all the time, you know, catch players off guard inside of lane or outside of B. But so infrequently do you do that with only 2 starting B.
I think what's even more surprising to me, though, to be honest, is from the Legacy side, that they have a boosted up Opera who's watching the right side, while Barton is just deciding to push in aggressively into the site as well. It is a bit of madness on either side.
But a faster attack implemented by Legacy. They started all B, and yeah, they were postured in a position where Barton could take that space, just maybe we weren't expecting it to be done in that manner. Now they'll just be satisfied with the round win. They came in with few rifles, some pistols even, and it really worked out for him, so.
If this ends up being an A hit, it is the perfect call. The smokes are sailing through. They're everywhere. It's a 3-smoke hit onto A when there's 1 defender, and it's the guy who least wants to be first engaged.
And Insani's smoke didn't land where he wanted it to. It didn't bounce inside of the site, so Dumao gets a free one as drop blows open that smoke CT. Insani just completely sectioned off by his own piece of util. And they can't deny the plant. 5 on 4. I mean, Legacy at least have the site, but MIBR do have good util.
How do you come through Donut? You've got 3 players and there's another smoke in front
they're
of
saving
you.
again.
MIBR have no chance here. They're being outcalled at every single point. Legacy is outclassing them right now. This isn't a firepower advantage. This isn't one player popping off.
Yeah, this is... I mean, they're running rings around them from the force buy win that they had, where the A-bomb side is effectively left unguarded. Now as well, an A-side quick execute where, again, there is no stopping power, nothing to deter Legacy from taking the site. And, you know, we talk about MIBR and the role shifting they're having to do, the in-game leading responsibility shifting to Drop as opposed to Lucalzi, and you know, as much as there is probably a little bit of interplay between the 2 of them, and you know, if Drop is feeling
exit,
or sorry, as opposed to exit, yes, there's probably a bit of interplay between them in terms of, you know, if you're stuck without ideas, exit only gave up those responsibilities recently, but they are suffering from a bit of misdirection and honestly poor opening calls where Legacy are just making the right ones to capitalize.
And for Legacy, I have to say Chuck must be feeling happy standing behind them as well, because it does feel like this is a very well prepared, very well researched T-sign that we're getting from them. Obviously, we said the same about Bait earlier on versus Eternal Fire. Maybe even more true over here. Nade to pop up in the smoke. Out goes Lucalzi. Barton receives. Drop. At the very least, it already found Lato, but Insani's being threatened and he's getting scared. Smoke in his hand, nade on his side, Molly on his knees, and he is singed. He is burnt. He is crispy fried to death.
Not often how you would describe Insani.
Scared or crispy?
Scared. Crispy, yes, but it's hard to... We've only seen 3 kills from him this map. Usually using it to describe him actually doing a lot.
This is scary. Neck is good, end up falling over here. Save the timing! Just barely off, and Dumao will start to move forward. This is a backstabbing setup for B.
Yeah, I don't see a way out. They need to actually destroy all of the initial B-side attack. Legacy are postured up for a B hit with 35 seconds. I mean, MIBR are stacked to the right way, but you actually need Dumao to activate at some point.
The flashes come through. Legacy have only one port of call. It is to go forward to the B-bomb site. This is a terrible smoke unless you're planning on planting inside of it. Drop wants to try and take advantage of it as well. They're crossing over. The bomb makes its way. Safe misses his shot and Barton does not. In the meanwhile, Nekis will find another and Safe is suddenly on an island with water closing in. It is a sea of Dumao to shut him down. 8-2. Legacy will extend that lead again.
And as much as Dumao is a prospect and, you know, a heavy hitter within this Legacy roster, you can't really say too much negative about Dumao, but you wouldn't have had him in the same conversation with Insani. When Insani was, I guess, just starting to reach those heights, I did not envision a world in which this game was Dumao sending shivers down the spine of Insani on mid.
Lato. Oh, he dodges the flashbang. Drop's not ready. Drop's chucked out utility over here. There could be a timing, but in the meanwhile, the timing's found. Drop is gone. Lato is caught inside the side. He is taking so much space. Sadzin will at least fall, but Safe's not ready. Safe is not ready. 3 versus 3, and what hope does MIBR have to get back to this B-bomb site? What hope do you have? You've got a player in Donut, you've got a player in A site. Look, Howzy's trying to get ahead of it, and he's only gone underneath into the grave.
I mean, unless they get killed through smoke, it's another save. So,
what are you saving? What's there left to save?
I mean, guns, but
not rounds.
You're already so deep in the hole. I can't believe this is the one-sided game, you know?
I can. Domestic matchup.
Sure.
MIBR probably thinks, all right, we've got this.
Domestic loosely, because...
Listen, it's domestic.
Yeah, Legacy aren't playing in South America actively. Usually that's why these domestic matchups are hard to call, and that's why they're upset rife, is that they play each other so frequently that it's not even the typical strat book for most of them anymore.
Look, this is still like, it's an aspirational domestic matchup.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's fair and all, but even if you look back towards the older days of Counter-Strike, when it was like, you know, tier 2 Danish team versus tier 1 Danish team, it still felt like it was the aspirational tendency that always made it so you knew everything they're going to do. And that's what's happening on the server right now.
I think Legacy know what MIBR are going to do before they do.
It's like Legacy wrote their strat book for them.
Yeah. It's just a very limp MIBR.
Flaccid.
And I was hoping they'd be excited to play here in Katowice.
I'm sure they were. But that excitement hasn't transitioned through to form. This round is necessary. This round is absolutely vital. There is no way to win this game without at least finding 3 here for MIBR. Neck is a little bit of damage, but Lando's the one to deal death. Exit trades. Keeps things interesting. He's been able to do that many times over. Look how he caught out. Barton is a menace.
That is insane.
Barton's not even got like the most kills, but it feels like every single one of them comes in with this great timing. He's pushing through. He's pushed forward, caught someone off. He's been a menace.
And B was left open for so long, even though Barton doesn't continue progressing and taking space on B, the reaction from MIBR is to plug up that gap. And it leaves Safe alone on A with his AWP. He has section main. He will hold on to that. If it is an A-side finish, he can maybe shoot them in the back. But MIBR aren't going to be content just holding onto bomb sides. Drop is toying with the idea of pushing down for information. Safe's flank timing could also be good, could be fruitful. He could be getting attacked from two sides simultaneously. Drop, shadow advantage, and Dumao overpowered as well. The reaction there from Drop is fantastic. Barton, another nice clean kill, but has to come up in clutch now as well. 25 seconds, bomb drop to the feet of MIBR. And Barton switching to util, it will not be enough. MIBR at least salvaging 3 at the turn of the half, but Legacy with the advantage at 9.
There is one ray of hope over here for MIBR. It is in the pistol round. They were not expecting the ravaging that happened in that first half. Legacy looking impeccable as they go into the second. The CT side is where Insani will be moving right through the smoke, not expecting a shot to the back of the head. Dumao puts him down and still lost in the sauce of the smoke drop. However, will trade him away, and Sodson can't get the advantage, but he's called in the cavalry, and it's dropped to take down the horses before finally falling as well. Still, the bomb can be planted, the A side taken, and after all that chaos, MIBR are in an advantage.
I don't know how on earth Drop got away with those 3 kills, but stepping up when it's really needed, this pistol would do a lot to bridge the gap, but there's a smoke and a kit available here for Legacy. They get that smoke on the bomb, a flash as well into spawn. And once they jump on that bomb, it will come down to timing. Sadson actually wanted to take the challenge, take the fight, does damage to Safe, and will finish off the frag as well. Exit is knifing inside of that smoke, expecting to find a body, but they were looking for him instead. Even with MIBR finding that advantage, Legacy answer back, and it was Dumao's antics that set the whole ball rolling. I mean, you could tell MIBR wanted to take control of Red Room. That was clearly not open access.
I want to see the drop replay, man. How did he get those 3? Oh my god, that's a menacing few kills to get, I suppose. Swarming in after him into Red Room, and he just takes a few down before he will fall. Still, Drop pulls out the hero AK as a result of those antics, and he's hoping that he can pick up another quick kill on the B-bomb site. It will be met by incendiaries and grenades early on. It cannot be a fast, accelerated play back towards B. Lato and his Unicorn MP9. Ooh, Barton. Out of there. The B-bomb site has been taken over. The CTs are happy to concede as long as they're feeling like they can keep control over Cheetah. They are okay with it, but will Cheetah be capped? Barton finds Safe in the meanwhile through his smoke. The bomb will be planted in the end. Sadson. Felt like the spam was quite close, but not close enough. Lato forced away from the rest of his team, and he could be going in for a backstab of his own. There are 3 players right now inside Cheetah/House, and Legacy will need him to strike.
Flashes are good, but Sadson gets caught. Drop. Revealing that AK, but also tucked in a pretty poor position. Insani, nice double kill with that MAC-10. Lado as well dealt with on the flank, and Insani even switching to the Glock, but it comes down to pistol v pistol. There's a kit en route as well as he tries to hunt down Insani, but just can't hit the shots, and it's just far too labored. Dumao needed that kill quick and cleanly, and he just cannot deliver the goods. As it was in the first half, it is in the second. A pistol round 1, but losing to the following force buy.
Great job over there from Insani and his MAC-10, to be honest. The fact that he's able to get a double kill in that defense is incredibly impressive. Didn't feel like he'd be able to pick up on the flanker, but still, yeah, I mean, triple kill in total when you look over towards his third, yeah. That was a difference maker. Glock then helps out where the MAC-10 started, and he finishes off the round. And that's the Insani that we were sort of hoping to see in the beginning of the game. Even if he comes alive later on, it might still be what MIBR need to make this competitive. Lato. Hidden away. Smoke used in a place where maybe he could have lived, but why take the risk?
I mean, he would have been locked into that angle, and they could have just full cleared it. So yeah, the smoke will let him escape, and also toy with the idea he could be on left or right side. Will have to be some util or a double clear illustrated out for MIBR if they want to take over Cheetah. But maybe this second half can be slightly different than the first in that maybe Legacy pull the wool over MIBR's eyes.
I mean, look, for Legacy, obviously, it was a lot of good calling as well that helped them out on the T side. So maybe the individuals are also going to be called upon more so for a few of these hero moments that we can hope to see. Lato and Dumao have had theirs. Let's not make any mistake about it.
I will say Legacy on this force bar are doing a much better job at sort of containing and limiting options, you know, providing smokes down, you know, they're not making it easy for MIBR to get much progress.
I mean, look at the time. You're absolutely right. The problem is for MIBR, they have chosen correctly. There's only one way where it feels like Legacy can win this over here. If it's Dumao gets a kill onto Insani, and then you can try and stop the bombs from making their way over. The time, though, is running out, and the rotations are running in. And now with Dumao dealing damage but not getting the kill, that's what they needed. An exit has been the safety plan. Still, time is low, and Barton pushes out, but he doesn't spot the bomb. And thus, there's nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that almost ended up in disaster. MIBR throwing a fake over on that B-bomb site, but Legacy actually read into it. They started rotating as soon as those smokes bloomed to reinforce that A-bomb site. And that's where I got a little worried, a little nervous. But yeah, some good kills from exit. All the players that went in to defend that A-bomb site got chewed up at that long-range fights, which those 5-7s were never going to be adept at. And even that desperate move there from Barton. You know, you correctly point out he doesn't spot the bomb, but that was all he was hoping for, is that if they plant it in the corner, maybe he gets that kill, and maybe MIBR don't have the time to plant.
Not a bad gamble to take given there's 7 seconds.
Yeah. And 2-on-5 at that point. So.
Hey. So I feel scared, and I would too. There's 5 USPs running at him, and even if it is some juicy ecos, there's also the possibility of just getting killed. Still, what's a better time for an AWPer than an eco ace?
Yeah, a nice smooth ace as well. Got 2 kills, got that molly down, limited options, and yeah.
And considering that he was one of the other players having quite a poor time in the CT side, despite being the AWPer, it's good to see him pick up the numbers.
It's taken Safe and Insani some time to warm up into the game, perhaps.
That's what Dumao's doing as well, rubbing his hands together, getting ready to put the heat out with the full gun round now from Legacy to be pulled forward.
Anticipating what's to come. And maybe a little bit of fear running down Legacy's back. They understand it's not going to be as simple as, yeah, they win that first half 9-3, but if they can be that dominant on T side, they also have to be able to, you know, force fights, force players back. You know, MIBR were playing a little bit, I think, too defensive at the start, and then when we started to see some success from them on that defense, it was when they were being a bit more assertive.
Oh, Neka is fully blinded out. Exit will take him down, and that's the mid-fight lost immediately. That's one that Neka's avoided a lot of the time on the T side, but you can't avoid it here. Still one more to deal with. It is Dumao. Mr. Hot Hands himself.
I mean, still 2 players inside of middle here for Legacy. Even with Sadson hiding in close red, you'll be able to spot check that very frequently. MIBR are just starting to group themselves up for what looks to be a B-side attack, but 2 players inside of Cave will be hard to dislodge.
They haven't their real position now. Lato will have also shown the fact that there's more than 1 player nearby. Barton getting ready for the flying Mac 10, but he's not ready for the double swing. And Legacy looked like they should be forced to do what MIBR did quite a few times, and that's save these guns.
I mean, they had a belt of util on Lukowski, but they just wanted to go in with pace, and they get so much of that ground for free. You're right on the money. You know, Lato, I guess, kind of exposing the idea of there being a second man inside of Cave, given that that boost was just recently constructed, and, you know, where there's boosts, there's probably another man. So it is well handled in the end. They make use of the SMG as well to guarantee the trade.
Look, at this point, Legacy also, their next gun round will be with the AWP. You start look towards that and say, well, what's the game plan? And I think it's very important for underdog teams to keep planning for your next gun round consistently, just talking about that. So you don't have the time to think about for even a second, what if they come back? Because you can't entertain that thought.
I think they might be, slightly though.
It's hard to stop.
I think their planning would actually be around these 2 saved rifles. You know, they didn't have guarantees that it was going to be brought forward, but you see Dumao immediately mounting that ledge, and straight away down lane he will go. There's a Molotov down. Lato as well is held with just a P250. How on earth he's gotten away with 2 kills like that? I'll have to wait for the replay, but MIBR, they try and accelerate fast B, and it's Lato that stops them in their tracks. Dumao's got his own double as well.
Now, Legacy are very low on all of their players, 2 more than others. Exit has a good position for himself to try and bring this clutch together. It's still a 1-on-3. And they can't discount that. Exit's got utility that could make things easier. A grenade or a Molotov would do away with 2 of these players instantly.
They'd have to make noise as well. They don't have kits.
Yeah. There is a smoke for Nekis, but how much of that is really going to help you when you're so low, and the spam should just take you out immediately. Exit, however, is no... Oh, he hits his mouse on the keyboard. That's disastrous.
Yeah.
That gives away everything. Every chance you had of winning the round just dwindles down. It's not nothing. Not yet. Because all 3 of the Legacy players are coming in from the same angle. If you're looking at any time to be a hero, this would be it. He finds the first, but Dumau takes him down.
And he is clearly fired up by that. They save over 2 rifles. It's the P250 of Lato and the quick mounting there from Dumau. They had a very clear path they wanted to take. They mollied off the doors to B so that Dumau could continue all the way down lane and siphon them before they went in for the B attack. That's a pretty gut-wrenching round to lose.
Especially because you just saw that, oh yeah, he can probably take this one away. How are they not? They're literally not looking at him.
Yeah, I mean, they mollied the site and just thought, I mean, if he's in there, he's dying, and if he's not our problem.
The second man's got to check that one.
Yeah.
Lukowski's just turning and saying, guys, that's second man's job. Well, second man's also dead.
Also, they were trying to fight behind a Molotov, so... That was far from pretty.
Lukowski's not happy about that one. He wants to try and take this second, or rather, next round into his own hands. Sanzin lies in wait. AWP at the ready. Flashbang. Dodged and shot hit! Insani on the ground. Lato on their backs.
He won't push further than that. He knows that there is heavy presence in mid. Offers up a couple bullets of spam, but sticking around, you know, he realizes as well he can get peeked from both left and right simultaneously, and it is far from ideal, so has to cede that ground.
The mid fight will be between Sadzin, Lukowski, and Drop. Sadzin waits for the AWP. Any mistakes in spacing means that MIBR might give up both their lives, not just the 1-for-1, and even the 1-for-1 is a lot to ask for. Drop, however, is one to take no prisoners. Will end up falling. Lato gets 2 somehow over the top of the smoke, sniffs out Lukowski, and he will hunt him down.
They're pushing down, and Neck is offered up, so Exit will punish. But there's another player still on this B bomb site. Problematic angle. Barton can juggle between both cave and ramp simultaneously. Safe will clear out close. Exit a flash, hoping to bridge the gap into the bomb site, but they find Lato as that rotator. Bomb dropped out into the open. Safe will switch to that AK, but it is a 1-on-2. They'll wait to play it together. Flash is out there for Barton, but he's caught half by the flash, and Safe will be able to punish. Even up close, Dumau tried to pin him into the site, but now Safe had access to ramp, but he's fighting out in the open, and Dumau will find it. A 12th round here for Legacy, and it is coming down to some of the individuals they are finding multi-kills with. They have no business. It was another key double for Lato, but maybe that round gets too close for comfort for Legacy.
Dumau and Lato are just destroying MIBR right now. Feels like they just don't lose a duel.
That was a beautiful opener from Sadzin as well.
Yeah.
The flash dodge into immediate.
Very well played.
Yeah. The flick is immaculate. But Dumau composed and screaming as loud as he can, hoping that they can hear him in the other room.
MIBR have one call. It is go B. Overwhelm Barton, but a flash from Barton will be blinding everyone. He should have gotten at least the one, but Lato finishes what he could not. Drop now found. It's all falling apart. Legacy are 2 kills away from taking down MIBR. Safe and Insani want to prevent that from happening. They want to keep their lives. They want to keep their chance in the upper bracket run. Bomb to go down, but no, it can't be. Dumau and Sadzin will close. Legacy do the same, and they look good doing it.
I mean, it is not the first upset we have had today in our opening round of groups here at ESL Challenger Katowice, but this is the most convincing one of them yet. Legacy, I mean, sure, they beat them from the Copenhagen RMRs, but this is a different looking MIBR. This